Welcome back to the channel. This is James Wilson taking you through my final race of the year at Oulton Park with Classic Sports Car Club in tin tops, starting 6th on the grid. Let's do it. So a rolling start on the outside of the grid, just waiting for those lights to go out, start the timer. A little bit cautious on the throttle there as everyone swaps lines. Managed to nip it up the inside of Nigel Ange, cutting off one of the Fiestas behind me and coming out unscathed in P5. Heading down to turns 2 and 3. Tyres still a little bit cold. Bit hesitant on the throttle, but we are now chasing the Simpson 206, Brown Fiesta, Reynolds and Ridgeon Civic, and the Gary Barlow Integra right ahead of us. Two groups of two already forming. The front two have already checked out. I'm trying to think, am I going to be able to hold on to these two up ahead? No pressure from behind, so just focusing on what's up ahead. Hoping they'll hold each other up and give me at least a sniff. Huge gap behind us. Track has dried out since the damp qualifying this morning, so just trying to gauge the grip a little bit as this is the first dry running of the day. Get a clean exit from the last corner. And it looks like it is kicking off up ahead as they swap positions. Gary Barlow looks in trouble there. He's going round. Get back on that throttle and put some pressure on this Civic. And it's a drag race down to Island Bend. This is my chance. Just gets the apex ahead and defend the line into the hairpin. Missed the gear there, ended up locking the brakes as well. Just need to try and settle down now. He's definitely got the horsepower, but I do have the acceleration, and there aren't many long straights at Oulton Park. It's very narrow, so there's definitely a chance of holding this position. Got a bit of a gap there, so just need to settle down and see if I can at least maintain that gap or build a gap. Great exit there. Lap 3, and I really do know where the grip is now, so can push on. Always found this corner a bit of a funny one. Using third gear, but never sure if to drop down to second, but then I'd be snatching third very quickly on the exit. Same here. He's just starting to reel me in a little bit there. If you look in the rear view, he's not disappearing. As I say, everyone finding their feet with the dry grip. Brown and Simpson long gone up ahead. Exciting few corners. Easy to get them wrong, but satisfying to get them right. Lodge corner tightens up on the exit, and there's a track limits plate on the outside there, which is going to cause me a couple of problems in this race. Can we get through cleanly this time? It's not perfect. But again, the exit is the important bit. Now he is a bit closer through this section than the previous laps. He's got a bit of a run there. Not close enough for a look into turn one. But he's right in my wheel tracks. Can stay with me here, then I'm going to have to go very defensive on the run down to Island Bend. And I actually go wide. Using the width of the track to my advantage, just trying to keep the gaps as small as possible, send him down the outside if he wants to go for it. But that puts me quite offline for a lot of these corners now. Decent exit there. Fairly close down the pit straight. I think I'm safe in T1. He's getting a good run through these exits now. I'm just hovering down the middle of the track. Don't want to let him go down the outside because that'll be the inside going onto the island loop. Drops right back there. Not sure what happened there, whether he had to get out of the throttle, missed a gear. That's given me a bit of breathing space. But we are coming up to our first bit of traffic which I know is going to start creating opportunities, so need to be decisive in this traffic. Podium is on the line. Oh, I had to hesitate on the throttle there, carrying too much speed through the apex. Managed to get past the Mini into the chicane. Civic still to get past, and he's through. He's slowly catching me back up. Oh, it's the worst when you can't see two cars at the same time. Just completely eats into the margin I had. Not the sort of corner you can dive bomb into that one, so I have to hold back a little bit, and that's completely negated the gap I had. Lets me through, that is very helpful. Need to nail this Civic quickly. Oh, I've gone deep. Absolutely cacked that up. And now we're in trouble down the pitch straight. Gonna have to go defensive. Oh, very wide. There goes another track limits warning, and he is on my ass. Do everything not to wash wide there, otherwise he would have had a great run on the brakes down the outside. Bit happy over the curbs there as well. This is his best run along here. Tight entry, got to get up here quickly. and they pit. That gives me the breathing space. So that is the first stint of defence done. I think 1 or 2 in laps here to max out the first 25 minutes of the race. And now I don't need to look in my rearview mirror. I can just get myself back into qualifying mode and just nail the lap time and see how it all pans out after the pit stops. Much smoother through there when not under pressure. Full concentration on what I'm doing. Same through there. Bit deep. Okay, here comes the pit stop and the standard lockup. I think I've done that every single racetrack. Always attack the inline. Now we've done our homework and we are sure we're going to get out just over the 1:30 mark, but then a slight curveball presents itself as this chap here is standing waiting for his driver to come in. I believe it's the red Civic, and so I'm aware that a car is about to box there, so I'm looking in the rear view mirror and on my timer, and just as we are getting ready to go, in comes that Civic. And it just adds on those crucial seconds. And now I'm in a 60 kph race to get to the line. We have lost a bit of time there. It was a 1:33 point something, so 3.5 seconds. And I class that as a failure. we really like to be just as close to that 1:30 as possible. Really what I should have done is start crawling down the pit lane. I shouldn't have waited for the last moment to get to the exit line, so a little lesson learned there. Should have spotted that one, but go for it on the out lap and see what the pit board says when we come back round. Tyres feel good after a pressure drop. They were very, very hot, according to Gary, which makes a lot of sense. So at this stage I have actually been pinged for track limits 3 times, so it has already said over the pit straight that I'm on a black and white flag, so any other track limits transgressions will result in a 5-second penalty, so having to be a bit more cautious for the remainder of the race. That was a bit of a sign of how hard I was pushing to stay ahead of that Civic in the early laps. But yeah, having to be a little bit more cautious for the rest of the race. Bit of traffic, a couple of laps later, and a bit of a nutty overtake here through the middle. But make it work. And then a few laps later, we're well within the last 10 minutes of the race now, and the safety car boards are displaying. One of the Pumas has had an accident down at one of the chicanes, Hislops, and that is how the race ended. We finished the race under safety car. Unfortunately, the incident was clear, but with only 20 seconds to go, so we finished under the safety car. Now, I was actually warming the car up just in case the safety car had switched its lights off really, really late in the lap, and we were going to get one more racing lap. I'm really, really happy with working hard for that one. Great way to end the year. Really, really pleased with all the results this season, and that just topped it off. So yeah, worth the journey. Long journey up to Oulton Park, and the car goes home in one bit, which is always a bonus. So thanks very much for watching. So many people have actually messaged me or come up to me in the paddock recently saying they do watch these videos. If you do, please leave a comment, because I really like to hear from people that do watch them. And yeah, I'll be back in some shape or form in 2025. Watch this space.